Then we'll go to questions.
That was they're a good football team. Live, they're actually better than what they look like on tape. Very fast, very explosive. We didn't get off to a good start. I felt like we needed to get off to a really good start to kind of maintain the blows back and forth. We didn't really get off to a good start, and then we got into a multiple score game, made it difficult. But gosh, they're really explosive. On a roll right now. It's a good football team. But I told our guys, these guys had a great year. I mean, what our guys were able to accomplish, I mean, they had a great year, and I couldn't be any more proud of what they did and what they accomplished. They deserved to be in this game today. We came up short. They made some plays. We didn't. They made some coaching calls. We didn't. So I give them credit. They did a good job. But gosh, our guys, man, they had an unbelievable year. I told them that. Sometimes you don't win, you come up short, but there's no way taking anything away from what these guys were able to accomplish. I couldn't be any more proud of the way they competed to get to this point. Week in, week out, they stayed with the process. They didn't lose their train of thought. They didn't lose the process of preparing each week. And we're lucky we get to play another game. We're going to find out where we're going to go in a bowl game, and we'll get to go play again. We'll give these guys a week off. I've never given a team 7 days, probably give them 8 days off. Normally it's just been 4 or 5, and we're back at it. This team, they need a break. They're tired. We've practiced harder in the last 8 weeks than I have ever as a head coach in 19 years. And I wanted them to know that how much I appreciated that and what they brought to the table. And that there's nobody taking anything away from this football team, in my opinion, as we move forward to a week off and then get ready to play in a bowl game.
If you have a question, raise your hand and we'll get a microphone to you. Again, identify yourself first. In the front row.
Hey, Mike. The way the game started out with them scoring quickly, how difficult did that make to use Ollie the way that you guys maybe had wanted to with the run game? Did you feel like you were forced to go to the pass game more?
We were going to use the run game some, but we knew that we had to try to throw the ball more than what we had done in most games. And they're really good up front. They got mass, and at times it can be a little difficult. But what you're saying is correct. Early we didn't get off to a good start, so we ended up in a little more being one-dimensional offensively than what we wanted to.
Front row, our left.
Mike's on the other side of the ball. Seemed like maybe did they have some stuff maybe you guys hadn't seen, some schemes? It seemed like they were really trying to attack your linebackers in pass coverage a lot early.
There's things that we needed to do against them in man coverage to try to get an extra guy in the box at times, and they did a good job on some cross concepts and such, and got us in some trail technique. They did a good job, as I said. They had some good concepts and schemes. When we went into the game, we felt like we had to be in a little bit more man than we needed to, just to try to match up front. And we didn't get as much pressure on the quarterback as what we needed to. It's not easy to get pressure on him. We rushed 3 people at times. There's times it worked for us, and then there's times he sat back there longer than what we wanted. We kind of knew that going in, it might happen, but we tried to rush 3, we tried to rush 4, we rushed 5, there's times we rushed 6. But they had some good concepts in scheme. I don't know that there was a lot. I didn't hear of like a lot that was what we haven't seen. They did a good job of getting the ball quick into the hands of skilled kids and getting kick-out blocks and getting down the field and making plays.
Yeah, Barry Trammell with Sellout Crowd. Nick, how tough was those Texas pass receivers in the open field? They get out in space and they seem to make a lot of plays.
I mean, they got athletes. They skilled guys, really skilled. They got speed on the perimeter. They really attacked our perimeter game really early on. And it seemed like we started playing catch up, trying to figure it out. But yeah, kudos to those guys. They got players. They made the plays. So yeah, they solid players. They got speed out there. So.
Mike, Ben Hutchins with Sellout Crowd right here. You lose Corey early in the game in this one. How did you feel like the young guys in your secondary held up against some of those Texas receivers and pass catchers?
You know, they did pretty good. They got good experience. I looked out there was 3 freshmen at once. Well, I think one time we had 4 freshmen out there at once. So they had to grow up really fast, but they competed. They went after him, you know. Texas saw it, and there's times they tried to max protect and go down the field and throw it, and, you know, they didn't hit a deep ball on us against those young kids. So I was proud of him for competing, but that's tough for him, you know. Corey is one guy we had that is experienced. He's used to competing in situations like that, but we lost him early, so freshmen had to go in and play.
Yeah, hey, Alan, Nick, and Mike, all 3 of you, if you don't mind, Garen, Amiga, crowd, how challenging of a matchup was this gonna be just period going in? I mean, from what you saw in film?
You know, I guess I don't wanna repeat myself, but, I mean, there's no secret that, matching up against him across the board it can be difficult. So, you know, I will give Sark credit offensively. He did some good things like, I mean, Nick can run with them. He can run with those backs and stuff on their routes, and they brought him across and kind of got us caught up in the trash. He had good concepts there. Now, it's not something we haven't seen, and I will give him credit for that, but I will say this, I'm just gonna call it like it is. When you get up multiple scores, you can start dialing stuff up a little easier. And I've always said that, and the reason I know that is because I've been in situations where I'm calling plays and things that I have that I might not get to, I can get to them easier if I'm up multiple scores, okay? And then, you know, the matchup on the other side was trying to handle the interior group. And then also, we had good concepts. We got the ball out there in the flat. We were effective on the perimeter, short passes here and there, which is what we thought we had to, that gave us the best chance based on trying to protect against those big guys. You know, those guys that we played against today in the inside, they're gonna be playing on Sundays. We'll be watching them on Sunday. And we competed against them. I mean, I thought our offensive line run blocked, they held up, and I thought for the most part, pass block, we held up. When we became a little one-dimensional, it's more difficult. You guys can go ahead. I took all your time. Go ahead, Bo.
Yeah, I would just obviously watch them on film. You know it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a hard-fought game, and the best way to beat them is to execute at a high level. And obviously, we didn't come out and execute. So when you don't do that, and then they get up and run, then we become one-dimensional, and then it's really tough. So obviously, when you're playing a good team, just like any game, it's execution. And we didn't do that.
Yeah, just touch on it. I feel like we knew what type of game it was gonna be. We knew it was gonna be a heavyweight battle. We knew that they was gonna have blows. We was gonna have our own blows, but ultimately they had more than we did. But yeah, we all expected to play all quarters heavyweight the whole game, and kind of just got away from us early, and we were playing catch up. But yeah. What we saw in film is what we got. So they probably had a few kinks here and there, but ultimately they ran their offense. So
One thing we did really well with special teams. I didn't have an issue telling you guys on Monday. I was really concerned about the return game and our concepts in a punt game and kick coverage. It was really good, and we had good return yards. I know there's a couple times they got us on the 12 or the 20, but. We had 89 yards in kick returns. We did have good schemes, good concepts. I was pleased with our special teams, our coverage.
And I'm talking about freshmen on defense. I think Sessi offense, running back coming in as a true freshman, playing at a high level. Obviously catching 3 or 4 kept passes. First real live action, the Big 12 championship game. So just shout out to him. He played at a high level. When we needed him, he came up 3rd down, 4th down, stuff like that. So shout out to Sessi.
Yeah, that's a good call. You need to be a coach. I should have already done that, Bo. Thanks for coaching. He did a really good job, competed.
Right there, go ahead.
Jacob Underhill Plumman. Alan, I know Mike just talked about the short pass success. Early you're going deep a lot. Was there something you saw there? Because it worked and sometimes it didn't. Is it something you were seeing there?
Yeah, they were a cover 4 team, kind of that's what they want to be. If they're not going to be a cover 1 team, so we knew we kind of would have shots on the outside. And like Coach said, those interior guys are kind of a load or a mass to deal with. So we liked our matchups outside. A couple shots we just didn't make. Maybe a call could have gone our way, maybe it didn't. Overthrown a couple guys, but definitely our game plan was to take those shots outside of our one-on-one matchups because we liked those. We thought we had the advantage there. So when you talk about matching up against them, that was one place where we thought on offense that we could attack was those outside guys, and we tried to come up with a short.
Right here.
Yeah, Marshall Scott, PFB. Mike, you mentioned you're going to give these guys about 8 days off. With the portal open, with signing day soon, what's your staff's next couple of weeks look like?
Oh, they're gone. Everybody's out here. Well, I say everybody. Most of them will be out here tomorrow morning, and then the rest of them will be out Monday afternoon or Tuesday. Everybody's gone, hitting it, and back at it. So we get 12 hours off. It's awesome.
Okay, we'll get one more question for Coach, and then we're gonna let him go and have questions for the players. Go ahead.
I had one for the players.
Okay. Anybody got a question for Coach? Raise
I'll
your
take
hand.
one.
I got a couple hands back there too.
I can take
And
a
Barry, you
couple. I
go
got time.
first. We got two more.
Yeah, Barry Trammell, sellout crowd. Mike, is Texas sort of blossoming under Sark? I mean, they've always had players, but they seem to have got it figured out now. Is it a good time for them to be going from OSU's perspective?
Be going, changing conferences? Well, they're very talented. We all know that. That's no secret, okay? And I told my guys, I like our guys, and they're on a good run right now with, I was told during the week they have 11 players that are gonna be drafted. Now, I don't know. I don't keep track of that, but my point being is that would put him on a good run talent-wise. That's a high number. And they, they went through a little period in the middle of the season when the quarterback was out, that when I watched tape, they looked a little vulnerable at times. But they lost their running back. They had a good running back got hurt, but other than that, they've stayed really healthy. And they're playing good football right now. And so they're a good team. I mean, I don't mind telling you, I'll be honest with you, I told the guys in here, I would guess that team can play with anybody in the country right now. Just from what I saw live, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, whoever, I mean, they're ready to play. And if we would've got a couple breaks early, we'd have been able to punch back and kind of stay in the same ball game, and we didn't get those breaks, and so it's a tough situation for us. But I do want to say again that this team is special. This team has had a great year, and I mean not good. They've had a great year. We're looking forward to playing one more time, and I'm excited about walking out with them and getting on the bus with them and getting on the plane with them because I'm proud of them for what they did. They stand for all the right things. They compete. They're humble. They keep their mouth shut, and they're willing to do whatever it takes for somebody other than themselves. And that's why this is a special group, and I appreciate that. And you guys gave me nice and easy questions, and I appreciate you guys.
Coach, we got one final one for you.
Oh, we got another one? Okay.
One final one.
Maybe I spoke too early.
Mike, Dean Tulsa World. You guys kind of showed a knack for being able to come back in games the past 2 weeks. What did Texas do especially well today that kept you guys from really digging back in?
You know, we came out and got a stop, then we rolled a little bit, and we had a high snap. We were on 2nd and 2 or 3. We had a high snap, we got set back, and they stopped us. Ifs and buts, all that, but, so to me, I envision and think about what if you go down and score there? At least you may kind of clamp them a little bit on play calling. But I don't want to take away from Texas. Today they were really well coached, and they played good. And they have good players, and they have good coaches. So I don't want to take anything away from anybody. I still like my team. All right? All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Mike.
And we're gonna have time for just a couple more questions for the players, so for those that hadn't, we're gonna make sure we get the mic around. Go ahead, right in front row.
Yeah, Joe Masato, the Oklahoman. Just kind of following up on Mike's message to you guys about how proud he is of you. I know it's probably hard to elaborate on now, but just being here on this stage, playing in this game, can you just sort of reflect on what it took to get here this year?
It was definitely just a blessing being able to play in this game. Out of my 3 years of college, I've been in the Big 12 twice, so it's nothing but a blessing. And ultimately being able to play with my guys, another game in the postseason, nothing's guaranteed. So just being able to go out here and lay it all on the field one more time. We got another game after this, but it's definitely, you never take it for granted, even when you come up short, even when you win, you know what I'm saying? Everything is a blessing, you know, so.
Yeah, I would say, I don't think anybody in this room expected us to be here at the beginning of the season. I think we were picked 9th in the Big 12 preseason. So to be playing in the game and to be able to compete at this high level with those guys, obviously a loss to South Alabama early, a loss to Iowa State early, 2-2, 0-1 in the Big 12. Not a lot of, we were kind of sold out. Everyone checked out at Oklahoma State. We came together in that bye week. We go on a run, and we won 7 out of 8. Come in and play this game, so I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this team. Obviously, I just got here in January. For them to kind of bring me in, to be able to become a leader, to play for those guys, it's just awesome to be here. I know it's hard because you want to win every game you play, but looking back from where we came from and to where we are now, and the comeback games that we played, the tough road games, to come in here and at halftime, we were down more than we've ever been. Maybe I don't know UCF, but there was nobody yelling at each other. Nobody was upset with anybody. Everybody just kind of said, all right, we can do this because we've done it before. We came up short today, but just to be here is pretty special.
Hey, Alan, Sam Mushins, sellout crowd. You threw to Brennan 15 times today. What did you like about that matchup today, and what has he meant to you all season? What has he meant to this team all season?
Yeah, BP's obviously an elite player. He's quick. He's almost unguardable, I would say. So to find him as many times as we can, the better we're going to be on offense. Obviously, we have those big guys outside that we can throw the ball up to and make plays. But yeah, I think he's an elite next level player. His ability to go get the ball, even though he is a shorter guy. So as many times we can find number 80, as many times I can find number 80, get the ball in his hands, he's going to make plays, make guys miss.
Last question before the breakout.
Scott, right with you, Oklahoma Nick. 2 quick ones actually. First one, how do you get hurt right there on your face? Something get inside your face mask for that?
This has happened like 5 times this year. I don't know how, but I keep getting hit like in my cheekbones and it swells up. It's weird, but it's a war, you know what I'm saying? So if I gotta do this and go through all the pain inflicted for my guys, I'll do it a million times. Plus, you know what I'm saying?
My main question for you, you talked about their speed earlier. Was that the biggest difference, maybe seeing them live versus on tape, or was there something else that stood out about this team that gave you guys trouble early?
I wouldn't say their speed was unexpected. We knew what type of team they were. We knew one had speed. We knew they had some good wideouts. Yeah, but ultimately, I just think that we just came short. You know, we took some heavy blows early in the first quarter. I mean, our first possession on defense was backed up over 39. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying. So we had our backs against the wall coming out, but it's just never an excuse. But yeah, we just took some blows and we tried to fight back, and we just couldn't fight back in time. Ran out of time. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's a game of momentum, right? I think they had the momentum the whole first half, and we couldn't stop it. And so I think that kind of poured on. It's momentum.